What's up guys, Brian here for Placid5 and welcome to our review of Halloween Ends. Did it conclude the classic horror series with a bang, or did it leave us with a disappointing and messy end? Let's find out. So when Halloween Ends first begins, we're met with the classic typography and John Carpenter's amazing soundtrack. Who doesn't love the sinister piano from all the series? They always play it. It's great. They even had the same intro with the pumpkin and everything like that. It was great to see it. I came in optimistic. I was like, okay, alright, we got the classic intro. Nostalgia, right? Nostalgia. I think Halloween 1 is one of the best horror movies out there. For sure, it's a classic, the very first one. And then after the intro, the movie actually begins, and let me cut to the chase, it's downhill ever since, just like the entire series as a whole. The story follows Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and her daughter, or granddaughter, I forgot which one, but as they live out their lives, 4 years after their last encounter with Michael Myers. Sadly, the plot doesn't end there, as they decided to add more unnecessary characters to what was already a saturated plotline. They thought it would be a good idea to ham-fist an additional character in there by the name of Corey, which plays, for some reason, an insanely big part of the storyline. And to be honest with you, once you see the movie, you're going to be just as confused as I am. And I'm talking major part of the plotline, for some reason. And to be honest, nothing against the actor, but very uninteresting. Really don't know why they went out of their way to add this character, but that is just one of the many problems that I had with this movie. Speaking of which, the acting. The acting overall was very mediocre and bad. And again, I'm not expecting much in horror movies like this. That's fine. Some of them can be campy and cheesy. But the acting was really mediocre except from Jamie Lee Curtis and Andi Matichak, which plays the granddaughter, I believe. Both of them held it down. Jamie Lee Curtis is a classic actress. They did what they could with what they had, as the script is very bad. And I'm talking storyline overall, which leads me to my next point. One of the worst things about this, apart from how it's written, is the pacing. Without giving too much away, Michael Myers is nowhere to be seen for 75% of this movie. It's, for some reason, they thought that we wanted to know more about the characters. So for about 3/4 of this movie, you're mainly focusing on all the characters of the town, literally living out their lives. I was getting Hallmark vibes from it, which is ridiculous, because when I go see a horror movie like this one, especially Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street or any of those where I'm expecting a slasher, you're expecting this icon to go on a rampage, you're there to see the thrills, you're there to see shock and cool kills and gore and all that. That's what you're expecting in a horror movie. They were never known for their characters like this, right? There's good characters in horror movies, but that's never the main attraction. The main character is the icon, and they threw him aside here, and I'm going to get to it in a little bit, what else they did with him. But that's one of the biggest problems I had with this. It's boring because they're not interesting characters. You don't care for them at all. You're there to see the thrills, and you're met with very slow, cheesy writing. You're focused on characters that you don't really care about. They threw in a romantic subplot in there, which is fine, you can do that, but the way they approach it here, it's not organic, it happens immediately. That's just all belief out the window. When you have two characters just look at each other and boom, just like that, they want us to believe in this relationship that just curated in front of our eyes, and then play a major part of the movie. That's fine in some movies, but at least build up to it or already have that established before the movie begins. They pander so much and they meander throughout the town. There's literally scenes where Laurie's walking around her supermarket, small talking with people. She's burning pies in her kitchen. I'm serious. There's a scene, they make note of it. She burned the pie in the house. No spoilers. Why? If you know anything about script writing, if you know anything about story, you know there always has to be a reason why you're showing what you're showing, why you're writing what you're writing. And it felt like Just like they were killing the franchise, they were killing time. That's all they were doing. They were killing time for some reason. I don't know. But they focused on all the wrong things, as the characters are not interesting. Laurie and maybe the granddaughter, those two might be the most interesting parts as far as characters are concerned. The storyline just really doesn't make sense. And when I saw the trailer, and if you have seen the trailer, you know that there kind of is a fight between Laurie and Michael Myers. Of course, you can actually see it in the trailer. They're fighting in the kitchen, right? And the first thing I thought when I saw that was, okay, so we have this superhuman, Michael Myers. And yes, I'm throwing all suspension of disbelief out the window here. Michael Myers practically isn't a human. He's been shot, stabbed, burned, you name it. The guy does not die. He just does not die. He's not a human. He has no emotion. He is just like this brute that you can't kill, clearly. For 40 years, Laurie's been trying to kill him, and you're gonna tell me with a straight face that now, all of a sudden, she's putting up a great battle with him. You can see it in the trailer. Headbutting him, just like actually putting up a great fight. And she's much older now. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and think that Laurie stands a chance, because she never has, and nobody ever will, because Michael Myers is that superhuman being, basically, right? That's the point of him. And this movie, they just threw that out the window. He's chump change in this movie. Honestly, he's absolute chump change. I feel bad for Michael Myers, actually. I feel bad for him. And I thought, well, apart from that, I thought, well, that'd be kind of stupid. I mean, the whole idea is for Michael Myers to be this intimidating force, but I thought, well, at least, if they're going to do this thing where it's Laurie versus Michael Myers and this sort of action-packed, I wouldn't prefer it, but if that's the route they were going to go, I guess it'd be entertaining if they just had the majority of the movie being kind of like this battle between them, this ultimate final battle or something like that. And even that sounded stupid to me, but boy, would I rather have seen that than what I saw here. It really is disappointing. Honestly, that sounds much better. And honestly, as far as things that I liked, I thought the ending was great because the movie ended. So that was one of my favorite parts of the movie, when the credits came up, because then I could stop watching this horror movie and then go home. And then the intro. Those are basically two of the only things I enjoyed in this movie. It's a total disappointment. Halloween, it ended alright. It definitely ended. There's not much to say about it. This might be one of the worst movies of the year. This is the worst movie I've seen this year, hands down. So much wrong with it. Very little redeeming qualities. Halloween Ends gets a disappointing 3 out of 10. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. That's my spiel. That's my review. Please subscribe for more. Let us know in the comments if you saw the movie. What do you think of it? And if you did like it, what is wrong with you? I'm kidding. But I'd love to hear your thoughts below. What do you think of Halloween, the franchise? And let me know what other movies you would like us to review or look at. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.